What's good, YouTube? It's your boy OG Namboy back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be shoutcasting my friend Got7Leo's battles. I'm gonna start taking video submissions, so there's gonna be a link in the description with a Google form, so you can check that out and submit some battles, and I'll probably talk about it more at the end of the video. But yeah, this team is Empoleon, Double Dragon, and this team is an old classic. It's been around as long as this cup has existed, and yeah, it's a pretty solid team. You can swap out the Kingdra for either Camo-O or Gudra now, since those are actually ranked higher on the PV poke rankings than Kingdra, and they're probably like more flexible safe swaps. But yeah, it doesn't look like Got7Leo here has either of those Pokemon, so he's going to be sticking with the classic, and let's see how it does. So first battle, we have a Snorlax into Empoleon. This is fairly neutral, but you just have to watch out as the Empoleon for the superpower coming from the Snorlax. And since this is an ABB team, I do expect that he swaps out, which he just did there. And it looks like the Snorlax is staying in here, so the opponent is probably weak to Dragon and or Water types in the back. So here he's going for the Octazooka. It doesn't look like he would have made it to the Outrage before taking the move, so I think that was an okay play considering he gets a little extra farm now. And here we have the Charizard coming in, and those fire spins are double resisted, so the Octazooka is reached, and that's pretty good for Got7Leo. And now they basically have the alignment they need, so the opponent was weak to Dragon and Water type in the back, so good games there. And here he picks up a pretty good lead. Like, the fast moves on the Scizor are going to be resisted, but he elects to stay in here since this also is a pretty good matchup for the Empoleon. The Poison Jabs are resisted, and the Poison Jab variant of the Alolan Muck usually knows Acid Spray and Dark Pulse, so he calls the bait on the first one, and this one probably is the Dark Pulse, so he does put up a shield. I'm surprised he's staying in this matchup this long. Like, if I was playing this, I probably would have swapped out into the Kingdra to finish this matchup off. But I'm sure he's going to switch right about now. Since he is debuffed, then whatever's going to come in is likely good against the Empoleon. So that is the case, and they bring back in the Scizor. So here you could go for the Outrage. He goes for the Octazooka, but the Outrage does do more raw damage even though it's resisted. But it seems to work out. Like, he gets the attack drop, and this should allow him to farm down before the opponent can get to another move. So now he's gonna be able to get a move off on this Obstagoon, and I like going for the Outrage here since you don't really need the like attack drop on the Obstagoon since you still have 2 full health Pokemon, and it would just end the game quicker if they let it through. But at this point, even the Empoleon would be doing good against the Obstagoon since the counters aren't stab. Like, he's not getting the same type attack bonus, and also the Waterfalls and the Hydro Cannons are going to be doing a lot of damage to the Obstagoon. So this match is basically over. He wins with all 3 Pokemon, so that's pretty neat. Next match, we have the Crobat, and this is absolutely terrible for Crobat. The fast move, which already is pretty bad, is resisted, and the only neutral charge move that it knows is the Shadow Ball. So since they're staying in here, and I don't know why they are staying in here, but it makes sense that they would be weak in the back to a Water type probably at this point. So we'll see what comes in. They're probably ABA weak to Water if they stayed in. So what that means is, like, you're weak to it in the front and in the back, one of your Pokemon. So typically when you're ABA weak to something, you let your lead Pokemon that's weak to it go down. so that you can align your B Pokemon with the Pokemon that's strong to the other thing in the back. So yeah, in this case, they are ABA weak to water, so they had the Nidoqueen in the back as well. And they eat a Noctizuka, which does a lot of damage, but at this point the opponent has a lot of farm, but it's not going to matter too much since the Empoleon can just come in here and soak up the damage. And the Dragonite's going to be able to farm the Nidoqueen down before they get to another move, and at this point with 2 shields up, that's a GG. Next match, he's got the Dragonite lead. This is kind of a tricky lead just because you can't really swap into either of your Pokemon, like your back 2 Pokemon, since like if you swap in with your Dragonite, you're going to be a turn behind, and they're going to beat you to the moves, so they can take you out easily if they want. And then also if you bring the Kingdra in right away, then they're just going to straight up beat you if they decide to commit shields. So good move on Got7 Leo for chipping the Dragonite before bringing in the Kingdra. And they bring in a, what is this, a Politoed. So this is just going to be Weather Ball, which, oh, I guess it's a Surf. So the opponent doesn't have the optimal moveset there. And Got7 Leo is able to survive that and get off an Outrage, which grabs a shield. And this is pretty solid alignment. I mean, the only thing you'd really have to worry about on the Politoed is a potential Surf, but at this point, you can just shield once and farm the Typhlosion all the way down, and you'll have a move ready for the Politoed. And between like all the energy you have on the Empoleon and the Dragonite, like this match should be over. Especially since you win CMP with the Dragonite. This is a Shadow Dragonite, by the way. I didn't have that on the infographic on the side, but it's my B. It's my B. But yeah, as you can see, this game's over. Could have gone for the BM Superpower, but yeah. GG's. In this next match, we have a Swampert lead. So this matchup is pretty decent for Empoleon still, even though it takes super effective from the Earthquake, because you're able to get to this Hydro Cannon before they're able to throw the Earthquake, and if they let it go, you can just dip out. And let's see what the opponent decides to do here. He baits the Hydro Cannon, which the Kingdra is easily able to tank, and they bring in the Venusaur. And these Frenzy Plants are definitely going to hurt, even though they're only doing resisted. But at this point, like, you have pretty good alignment, considering like your Dragonite's going to do very well against this, and it also does well against the Empoleon, which is very low at this point and already expended some of its energy. So I'm expecting the Dragonite to basically sweep the rest of this game here. So at this point, he's attempting to farm all the way down, doesn't quite get there, which is a little bit unfortunate since you're going to have to commit the shield. And he did have the move, so if he threw, he could have potentially prevented that, but I'm anticipating that Dragonite here is going to be very strong. And the opponent coming in here with the, what's that, the Swampert, is an interesting play. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense since they don't have the alignment they need anyways. So, like, chipping the Dragonite with the Hydro Cannon does make sense. But here, since Got7 Leo's already farmed out so much energy, he's going to be able to get to both these Dragon Claws before the opposing Charizard can get to his own Dragon Claw, and he should be able to farm down. So, yeah, those are all the battles, I think, and he goes 5-0 in this set. So, yeah, very good performance, and this team does look like it has a lot of play. So, yeah. And more about the video submissions, like, you can either submit battles where you do very well, or you can even, if you're having trouble climbing and all that sort of thing, you can submit battles that you do poorly in, and I can analyze your gameplay and give you feedback so that you can improve and make a video on that. And yeah, hopefully, you know, that's useful. And because I'm a smaller content creator, if you submit a video, then more likely than not I'm gonna get to it. So take advantage of that, use it to improve, and that's all I got for this video. If you liked it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.